Okay, it's 4 past 8. It's time to get going. And I'm really excited because today is going to be something I haven't done before, that I'm really passionate about, which is just creating music and not getting so stuck up in the perfectionism, or like actually just finishing music and getting it out so people can hear it. And I have a little keynote prepared that we're going to do afterwards. But I was out jogging today, and it just struck me because okay, short story, short backstory. I was building at a friend's. He's building his own house. I was there this weekend, and I was building his house with him. And he started explaining, oh, so here are these, they're gonna go like that, and then the roof is gonna come in there, and then there's gonna be a wall there, and the door is there, and I just asked him. I was like, I don't understand. Like I understand what you're saying, but I can't feel it. I can't really see it because I'm not that into the whole building process. Like I'm an amateur. Um, and when I was out jogging today, it struck me that that's what I have to do today. I can't just tell you about how you finish your music. We can talk about that too. But I want to show you how you can move really fast and actually create music probably a lot easier than you think. And this seems to be true. I was working in a really nice studio in December. I had a month down there, and it's like Sweden's biggest artists come there to record. And I was there, and I talked a lot to the main engineer, and I asked him, like, how do you work when you work with these major artists? And he said, we just put up the mics and we press record, and we don't tweak it too much. We don't spend a lot of time and placing the microphone in the right place. We just put it up and then press record, and then we do like 2 or 3 takes, and that's it. And I was amazed at how easy they worked, like how little time they spent on all of these moments. And of course, they're very experienced. So when they say they just put up a mic, of course they have a lot of experience in knowing where to put the mic. But still, it was so fast, and it was just so about capturing the moment and then just moving on. So that's what we're going to try to do today. So I'm going to get started with my 20-minute challenge, where I'm going to produce a track from nothing. We're going to generate random chords on the internet. And then I'm going to take text. I'm going to just take a book and read some text out of this book and create an entire song, record it, mix it, master it, and create some artwork, and then release it in 20 minutes. So it's going to be very fast, but I think it's going to be, tell you a story about maybe most of the time you overthink things way too much. So let's get to it. So before my 20-minute timer starts, let's generate some chords. Or maybe that's part of the 20 minutes, I don't know. I just went to autochords.com. I don't know what this is. I searched for generate chords. Okay, so we'll just choose a style. I'll go with cliche, F minor. And as soon as I hit randomize here, it's going to show a few chords up here in the main progression. And that's when the 20 minutes starts. So from there, we're going to release this song in 20 minutes. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Good luck, mate.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Can you hear me? When I'm talking like this, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm looking at this screen. This is my production screen, and then I have you guys over here. Whew. Okay. 20 minutes. So it is 20. It's 8 past 20. So I'll give myself a few extra seconds. So 2029, we're going to have this song released. Okay, let's go. Oh, that's way too many. There we go. F, D minor, G minor, B sharp. Let's go with something even simpler. What do we have? There we are. B minor, E minor, F sharp minor. Okay. B minor, E, F minor sharp. Okay. Let's start with some guitar. Mm-hmm. And I have that here. this down. Okay, I'll stand here so you can see it. Okay, so we have a verse and a chorus. Let's see.
I couldn't hear hi-hat though.
Okay, maybe it's just gonna be too quiet on the through the speakers. Okay, can we call it? Oh no. Okay, so here's a chorus. Here is our verse in blue. We have a double verse, then we'll have a single verse, and then we go like that. Okay, and we just do a shorter second verse. We'll do this one. We'll do a double. We'll take this one. Double extra chorus, and then we're gonna go for maybe some sort of a bridge. Maybe that's gonna come in even here. We'll go like that, like that, like. Okay, and then we'll have another double chorus, and then we're gonna end. Okay, that's it. Boom. First part. Now let's do some piano. There we go. Let's start. That's not it.
When you play back from Logic, I don't hear anything at all.
Really?
Yeah.
I do hear.
Maybe there. It's gonna be quiet for you.
Now I can hear.
You're gonna have it through my speakers, so it's gonna be a bit shitty. We'll just
No,
go.
yeah. There's no alternative.
No, there's no alternative. All right, time's ticking. Let's go with some piano. I'm gonna play this a bit louder so you can hear the piano, hopefully. And what were the chords? They were B minor, E minor, F sharp minor. Where are we? B minor. Okay. Let's try something. Okay, 2, 3, 4. That second part. Are you hearing the piano at all?
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. So that's the first part. Then we're gonna have the chorus, which went the other way around. Okay. So we'll do the chorus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do that again. Other chords. 1, 2. Okay, then we have the chorus. We'll loop that, and then we'll put these here, like that. here. We'll put that there. Do like that. So okay. So now we start. Okay, what about some drums? Okay, so 14 minutes to go until we are releasing this. Let's go. Drums. Let's see. Okay. That's the verse. We'll do the verse again. This part there, I guess. And then we'll do the chorus. Okay, and there we go. Right. Okay. It's lagging, but we got it. Like that. And then for the second verse, instead of the clap, we want the snare. And for the second chorus, we want the snare as well, instead of this rim shot. Boom. Okay. And we'll keep that for this. Let's go back to the rim shot in the bridge. That, and then we'll have the last chorus there. Okay, so there we have the basic structure of this song. What about some bass? Let's get some bass as well. Bass. Vintage soul. That sounds like me. Cool. All right, and what did we have again? B minor, E minor, F minor. Okay. All right, bass and guitar in the start. Let's do it. All right, there we have the verse. And then we're going to do the chorus. Second verse, the second part. Boom. 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 Okay. Bass, piano, guitar. Let's add this up. 10 minutes to go before release. This is the tightest deadline I've ever had in my life.
Imagine.
Okay, there we are. So, let's see what we got. Great, and then second part. Alright, with some kick, and then the first chorus comes in with the piano. Woo! That's beautiful. Okay, so there we got basic structure. Let's add some vocals to this. Vocal. And what do we have there? Let's... okay. Okay, so for the vocal, I brought a book. This is Rick Rubin's book, The Creative Act. It's a beautiful book. And let's pick something out of it. Great
I
Expectations.
don't think we
That's
can
something.
see the book.
Oh, can you? Oh no. It's
It
because
is green screen cut out.
Yeah,
Right.
it's edited out.
I'll show you to you afterwards. It's a beautiful book, either way. So here I found a chapter called Great Expectations. Sounds like what we're doing. Let's go with my mic a bit up. Okay. And this will start with a bit of it's not going to be any vocals at first. All right, we'll try it. Hey, when beginning a new project, we're often met with anxiety, great expectations. We're given great expectations. In facing the void, there is a tension of opposites. There is an excitement for the possibility of something great. Oh, great expectations, yeah. Great expectations, hey. Okay, and then we'll take that again, and then we're gonna go for some. Let's go for this part here. Right, the breakdown. Let's do the next page, and we'll take the breakdown there. This isn't a matter of blind belief in yourself, it's a matter of experimental faith. You work not as an evangelist, expecting miracles, but as a scientist, testing and adjusting, and testing again, experimenting and building on the results. Hey, you got great expectations, hey. Alright, and then we have another chorus there. We'll just copy that. Alright, we'll do Great Expectations. Let's take these. Alright, let's add some backing vocals to this as well, of course. Backing voc. Oh, 6 minutes to release. Alright, backing vocals. Got some great. Great. That's so loud. I probably blew all your speakers when I was singing like that. Expected great expectations. Okay, we'll try that. Great expectations. Great expectations. Okay, and then we'll do another one. Let's see. Great. Can I go there? Great expectations. Okay, let's try that. With anxiety. Great expectations. Great expectations. Okay, let's see what that was like. Great expectations. That's beautiful. Well, okay, 4 minutes to release. Let's get this going. Let's add the backing vocals in the second chorus, and then they can come back in the last chorus like that. We'll take them out here, and then we'll do that, and then we'll do these again here. Okay, so let's mix this. So for the vocals, let's add a some sort of a lead reverb to them. I'll call them a lead reverb. And we'll listen in a pure play. Beautiful.
With anxiety, great expectations, great expectations.
Okay, sounds great. Bit of a plate reverb. Let's go for the pianos and guitars. Can have another one. We'll call this the backing reverb. Backing rev. Okay, 3 minutes to release. Almost there. They can get a reverb, which is just something. We'll go with spring. This big spring.
Beginning a new project.
Okay, beautiful. And then we're gonna add in some, let's go with the bass and the guitars for the rhythm part of the song. So we'll add these to a bus, and we call this bus rhythm. So there we are. And then we're gonna have the backing vocals and the pianos go to a bus we call harmony. Harmony. And for the harmony bus, we're just gonna add a compressor. We'll take this one, LA2A. It makes it a bit more
Expectations, yeah. We're giving great expectations, yeah.
okay, like that, beautiful. And then we're gonna go for the rhythm part, which sounds like this. Okay, 2 minutes to release.
Facing the void, there's a tension of opposites. When beginning a new project, we're often met with anxiety, great expectations.
Wow, sounds fucking incredible. And then we go into a Rev E. Jesus, 1 minute to release, and we gotta have to do some artwork as well. We'll finish it.
We're giving great expectations.
Wow, that sounds so fucking good. Let's put a compressor on the master bus. We'll go with this SSLG. Beautiful. And then we'll take some EQ. We'll do this one. And we'll do a little bit of bass.
We're giving great expectations.
Amazing. Okay, and then Logic can master this. Now we're gonna do the artwork. So let's go into Canva, templates, artwork, album cover, 30 seconds to release. Okay, album cover. What do we have? Come on. Oh, this one, beautiful. Okay, customize this template. And what is the song called? It's called Great Expectations, of course.
Yes.
So, oh, beautiful. See, we have it here. Expectations. Great. Oh, this is too good. And my name, I'll take it as me. I'm Princess. And this, we don't need this stuff. Great Expectations. And then we're just going to have someone, let's just go search for expectation. We'll just take that. Okay, we'll download that. I don't want a PDF. I want a JPEG. I want it to be 3000 quality. Beautiful. Okay, and then we're going into back to Logic. Okay, we got it mastered. It's going to be a bit louder now. Amazing. Logic's done a great job mastering this song. Okay, let's turn off the metronome. Okay, let's bounce this. Webinar 20-minute racetrack, and then we head into DistroKid, and we're gonna release this. So no da 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 da. We're gonna release it tomorrow, and the primary genre is probably gonna be something like let's go with R&B soul, and then album cover. We got it here. Here we are. Okay, song title, Great Expectations. There we are, audio file. Bounces, come on. And is that done? There we have it. Okay, no, no, no. My name is Kim. Princess. No, 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 no. Yep, definitely. Everything cool. Dot, dot, dot. Yes, 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 yes. Boom. Boom. And we just released a track.
Damn.
Damn. What was that? That was 2 minutes too late. So it took me 22 minutes to release a track.
Well done, though.
Thank you.
It was amazing to watch.
It's going to be fun for you when you can watch the actual replay as well and hear the audio as it grows.
I'm excited.
Wow. Okay. Thank you for being part of this amazing show. Wow. Okay. I'm just going to take a breath. And then we're going to move into a keynote where we're going to just talk about what the fuck just happened and how can you make anything out of this in your own music. That's essentially why we're here today. So let's see. You can see my keynote now. I can just stop sharing. I can share the screen. Doesn't matter. So you can see my keynote here, right? And finally, how to finish and release your music. This is what we're going to be talking about. So I got 100 releases online. I'm a full-time independent artist. I coach people as an artist and educator. This is what I do. This is what I love to do. And this is kind of the opposite of what we've done today. You know, sitting around still waiting for that perfect take. So I have a story. Like a few years back, before I released a song every 20 minutes, I used to, I remember I spent a full day, like from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to bed, tweaking a cowbell. I loved this cowbell. I really wanted it for my chorus. But I couldn't make it fit in. But I tried it, you know, I used 6 different reverbs and 100 EQs and 65 compressors and I just really spent a lot of time on this cowbell. And then I went to bed and I woke up the day after and I realized I didn't even want the cowbell. And I just spent 16 hours the days before tweaking a cowbell. And today I released a song in 20 minutes. So today's 6th step, what I showed you before and what I'm going to be talking about a little bit now is the 6 steps that I see when it comes to releasing music, which is songwriting. Then you come into the arranging bit. Then you talk about the recording. Then it's the editing. It's the mixing and mastering. And it's the actual releasing of the music. And that's what we're going to go through. It's not going to be a big presentation. It's just going to be a little bit of like behind the scenes of what we did before. So who the fuck am I? So this is me. This is me sitting in Sandkvist Studios, which is one of Sweden's best studios. I spent my entire December there last year, and it was just amazing. It's like in the movies. Like when you come into the, you know, they walk into the big studios. That's what this studio looks like. Incredible. And so I'm a full-time artist. I told you this already. You already know. Sandkvist Studio, yada yada, and the technician there has taught me a lot. Like I've done a lot of workshops down in this studio before I recorded there myself, and I've just learned so much from him. And basically, like if I'm gonna give you one thing that he's taught me, it is to just do it. Just stop fucking thinking and record. Like if you wanna record a song, just put up the mics somewhere where it sounds okay, and then press record. And don't overthink it. Don't do 15 takes. Just press record and trust that what comes out is good. So, and this is key to it. So perfect is a journey. It is not a destination. And what do I mean by this? I mean that like you can't arrive at perfect. You can't create a perfect song. It's just not possible. And it's probably not going to be very appealing anyway, because we're humans, we're full of flaws. So we like music that's full of flaws, or maybe not full of it, but flawed. But it can be a journey. It can be something that in every decision that you make the very best decision that you're able to do at that time. Where are you going to put the mic in front of your guitar? You do the best you can. And then that just, you know, it turns out some way. And then you just move on. So perfection is a journey. It's not a destination. And here's the one. So hold it right there. You're going to have at least 37 more revisions before proceeding. This has been me. This has been most artists I meet. most like at-home producers wanting to get started, we spend way too fucking much time redoing our stuff rather than just going back a bit and going, okay, so if this, like, if my chorus sounds crap, maybe it doesn't have to do with the chorus. Maybe it's my songwriting that isn't very good. Maybe I need to, take a step back and improve my song rather than improving my chorus. Are you with me here? Like, taking us, like, rather than, I don't have a really good analogy for this, but rather than trying to fix where you are, maybe just look behind you. What have you done before with the song? Is there something there that's, the foundation of your house? When you did the foundation, was it really that steady? Was it really a good way to make the base of the house? So when you start putting up the walls, they get all crooked because you didn't do the foundation properly enough. So I think that's a great cure for, hold it, 37 more revisions. Oh yeah. How long does it take to finish the song? Obviously, it takes about 20 minutes. And don't think too much, daddy. I love this one. So fixing your friends. Imagine this: like you have your group of friends, or maybe you have one best friend, or an imaginary friend, and you spend your life trying to fix them. You try to improve them and make them better. And every time you see them, you go, oh, maybe you should wear green and not blue, and that hat really doesn't suit your eyes, and whatever. So every time you meet them, you're just going to try to fix them. You're going to become, or at least if someone did that to me, I would be really fucking annoyed. I'd be like, mate, chill down. Leave me alone. And I like to look at music the same way. Like, don't over-fix your music. Don't you go in and tweak every little detail and perfect it and go, oh, it has to sound like this or it has to be like this. Just get it out of you. Like, it's in you, so just get it out. And then trust that whatever that just came out is good. Like this song that I just did in 20 minutes, like in my head now, I'm thinking this was probably not a very good song. But if I listen back to it tomorrow, maybe I'll go, okay, I can hear that I did this in 20 minutes. I just crammed it in. But there's parts of this that I really enjoy. And I think that's key to it. Like, you have to keep moving forward, not get too stuck up in details, because then you're just going to end up with a lot of unfinished music that you go, when you tell your friends about it, you go, oh, listen to my new song. Don't mind the chorus. It's not finished yet. And you keep saying that rather than just going, here's my new track. I just released it. It sounds like it sounds. So that was first bit, songwriting. The second bit, arranging, which is pretty much how we put stuff in, like what comes first and what comes next. How do we tell the story? And this is the image, my usual arrangement. Because my experience from my own history and from most musicians I meet is that we make it way too busy. We put too many things in there. Like I said with the chorus, like maybe you feel your chorus isn't big enough and you put in another synth in the chorus, or you add in another trumpet, or whatever. You just keep adding things to your chorus because you want it to sound big. But maybe you just have to take a step back and remove something in the verse rather than adding things in the chorus. So that's why I added this image here, my usual arrangement. It just usually gets way too crowded. So take things away. Don't add more things. And yes, start simple. Like the arrangement I did now, very typical pop arrangement, verse, double verse, chorus, short verse, double chorus, bridge, chorus. That's how pop music is, most of it. And you can start with that, and then you can start deviating away from it when you have a basic arrangement. So don't make it too complicated to start with. Like, get a song out, and then you can start tweaking it. Then maybe I'll just skip the second chorus. Maybe I'll have a bridge in the middle of the second verse. Go ahead. But make sure that you just get a basic arrangement in first so you can keep moving. Okay, so part 3 is recording. And recording is that special time when your neighbor decides to mow the lawn for hours, right? That's what recording is all about. So I already told you this. In the studio, in the top studio. They work with the biggest names in Sweden. They just they just do it. They put up the mics, and the technician says it's usually the first take that's the best. When they do the sound check, that's usually the best take, because that's before you start thinking about what you're doing, and you're just playing music. You're just filling out your instrument and having a good time, and that's the magic. When we start thinking too much and start creating out of our minds about what perfection is or what we believe is nice, then it's easy to start losing, the essence of music, which is just a feeling. It's connection and feeling. So I have this now, and I learned it from him in the studio. Do 3 takes and move on. And if your takes, like when you record, if your takes weren't good enough, like if you do 3 takes and you feel that they just don't do it, then take a step back. Then maybe you need to practice this bit. Like if you're going to play a guitar solo, then maybe you need to practice the guitar solo or practice scales or warm up or whatever, so you can do 3 takes that are nice. So rather than doing 56 takes of the same guitar solo, take a day break and practice, and then come back and do 3 takes and then move on. Putting shit in dresses. I learned this when I lived in New Zealand. They used to say that you can't put shit in dresses. And it kind of means like, so say you write a really bad song and then you try to fix it afterwards with adding 100 instruments in the chorus. But it's just a bad song. You just haven't worked enough on the foundation of the song. So it doesn't matter how much you fix it over here in the recording or in the mixing, because it's not a good song. Or maybe, you sit when you try to mix your music and you just go, it sounds crap. It's so sharp and it's so dull and so whatever. Then maybe it doesn't have anything to do with your mixing. Maybe the way that you recorded it just doesn't really work. So you have to go back and redo your recordings and just think again, okay, so now I've tried to record it once. Everything got really sharp. Okay, can I make it more dull? You Google, make my microphone more dull. Okay, you stand closer to it. You get the proximity effect. It gives more bass. Okay, then you do that. So you re-record everything, 3 takes, and then you go back to mixing, rather than trying to fix your bad recordings in your mixing. Right. Set deadlines, finish music. So I set a deadline of 20 minutes to finish my song. I went over by 2 minutes. That's a 10% override. And so say I set a month to record my new song, and I do a 10% override. It still gives me, a month and 3 days. That's possible. You can do that. But if you just go, I'm just making music for the fun of it. I just enjoy it. I want to release music, but I'm just walking around having a good time. You're probably not going to release music, because it's a long process of releasing music, and you have to go through a lot of steps. You have to do the songwriting, you have to do the arranging, the recording, the mixing and mastering, and the releasing of it. And it takes time and it takes energy. So, setting a deadline, to me, is just essential to getting stuff done. So that's why I call it set deadlines, finish music. Editing is the next part. So when you record it, you might have to edit some of your stuff. And editing, they be like, what the fuck? Because it's so many plugins. It's so many tools. There's so many tips out there on how you edit, on, what's the best way to do it. How do you keep it natural? Should you quantize? Should you not quantize? There's just so many ways to do it. And keep it simple. It's just my pro tip to you. Keep it simple. Don't overdo things. Don't edit the shit out of anything. Like the same again, don't put shit in dresses. If it's a bad recording or a bad performance in your recording, then go back and practice the performance and record it again. Don't edit and fix it. Just record it properly. And about noise, I learned this from Soundkvie as well. I'm going to talk a lot about Soundkvie at this big studio. Music has always been noisy, so don't worry so much about noise. There's a lot of topic on the internet about noise. Like when you record with the microphone, might have a little bit of a zzz in the background. and people go nuts about it. And just don't worry about it. Just keep moving. And start with the majors, the 80-20 rule. Maybe you know the Pareto 80-20 rules, that 80% of what you do, no, the other way around, 20% of what you do gives you 80% of your results. It's a theory. Who knows if it's true? But essentially what it means is start with the majors. Like, start with the major things. So you listen through your song when you're editing, and you go, okay, I hear in the drums, that snare is really fucking off. That's killing the vibe. Okay, I need to fix that snare. There's a few. When I started playing the guitar solo, I had a bit of which I don't like. Okay, I'll edit that out. And then just do the biggest things. And then probably, if I were you, I'd just leave the rest. If they're not like really, really in your face, just leave them. Floss is making your music more natural, more organic, more human, more unique. So I'm just saying, keep it simple. And if you have to edit loads again, then go back and fix something before. If you, like, you just have to edit the shit out of it, re-record it or rewrite the song. Just make sure that every step that you do is done properly. And if it isn't done properly, like, you won't know when you're getting started, then you can go back and redo it properly when you know where you're going. Mixing and mastering. So mastering, when in doubt, you just ask the kitty, just turn it fucking up louder. That's all that mastering is about, is it? Like, mixing and mastering is about polishing your music. It's about making everything in your music fit together. And really, 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 it's about telling the story of the song. So maybe you listen, like, your song is a piano ballad. Then, you know, maybe the piano should be really prominent and the vocal should be really prominent. And if you have a really fat drum kit in the song as well, then maybe you need to put that in the back to make sure that the song, the story of the song, what is the song? What is it trying to tell you? Like, what is it in the song that gives you the feeling that you want? That is what you have to put forward. And then everything else you have to put back. So usually it comes down to having maybe one lead instrument and one lead vocal, if you do vocal music, or like 2 lead melody parts, or something like that, and then 1 lead harmony part, which might be a piano or a guitar or something, and 1 lead rhythm part, if you have rhythm instruments. So 1 or 2 lead instruments, 1 or 2 harmonic instruments, and then 1 percussive instrument, like a drum kit or something. And then everything else is just something that glitters in the background, usually. So you can just focus on the major. What is this song? What is it, like, what is the essence of this song? If I took away, like, if I could only keep 2 things, maybe you have 20 instruments and you can only keep 2 of them. Which 2 would you keep? And then you start from there. So maybe it's the guitar and it's the cello. Okay, then those 2 are the most important instrument, and everything else is just there to support that the guitar and the cello sounds as amazing as they can. That's what mixing is about, in my world. And mastering is more about the balancing. It's a process of balancing frequencies, just so they sound good in most speakers. It's more of a technical process, which is, oh, there's a little bit too much bass. Here's the bass curve that we want to work through, and we'll just adjust a little bit and bring out the track. So mastering is more of a technical process, whereas mixing is more of a creative kind of tell the story process. That's how I see it. And your listening is key. So I was at a friend of mine who's a mastering engineer. So he works as a mastering engineer, and I went to his studio and I said, teach me everything that you know about mastering. Like, I mix a lot, but I don't really master. I can master a bit, but I wouldn't say that I'm a mastering engineer, but he is. So I asked him, show me what it is that you do when you master. And he said, the first thing that you need to consider when it comes to mastering and mixing and recording, for that matter, is that your listening environment is key. Like, your speakers or your headphones and where you're listening is key. Because what you hear is what you make decisions based on, right? If you record If you record your vocal when you're singing and you hear it in your speakers and you go, oh, that's so harsh. It's really, the top frequencies are really hurting my ears. Then you might pull down the top frequencies using an EQ or maybe a compressor or whatever. But in reality, maybe it's just your room. Maybe you're sitting in a stone room which is really reflective and really hard. So when the sound comes out of your speakers and bounces on the wall, it makes your sound, it makes it sound really harsh. But in reality, your song isn't that harsh. So you pull down frequencies and you make wrong decisions. You make decisions based on your listening environment, not based on what the song needs. Are you with me on this? So the way that you hear music is how you're going to make decisions. If you want more bass and you sit in an environment that doesn't have a lot of bass, you're going to crank that bass way too fucking much. Because when you think that the bass sounds amazing, in most other speakers, it's just going to be because they have more bass in their systems or less bass or whatever it is. So listening is key when it comes to mixing and mastering because that's when you set the sound. That's when you polish what you do. And zoom out. Again here, do as little as you can. How, like, again in Sankvie, I've said Sankvie now a lot of times. If someone's counting, let me know how many times I've said Sankvie, and I've said it 2 more times. The way that he mixed is just, it blew my mind. Because, like, my mixes used to have, on each track, I'd have maybe 10 plugins, and, 3 reverb synths and 2 delays and whatever. It'd be, like, a lot on all of my tracks. And he pulled up one of the session that he worked with, one of the major artists in Sweden. And it was just like, I don't know, maybe 10 plugins on a full band. So, maybe a little bit on the drums, a little bit of compression, slight EQ and compression on the vocal, and then a little bit on the master bus. And that was it. And the way that he worked was just setting the levels and a little bit with the panning. So he didn't have to use EQ. He didn't have to use compression that much because he wanted the tracks to be raw. He wanted them to just feel the way they feel. Because as soon as you add an EQ or as soon as you add a compressor or any plugin, you start distorting the sound. You start changing and warping the sound, which can be cool, but which also takes away what you intended when you recorded it. Because you recorded it in one way for some reason, and in mixing you shouldn't really fix that. You should just add to it. So that's what he did by using as little plugins as possible and just using the volume faders instead, setting the volume for each of the tracks and the panning. Yeah, so seriously, stop adding more things and plugins. This is how my mastering plugins used to look before. Just thousands of plugins. And it's usually you don't need it. Probably you are just ruining your sound. And then this, if you're not used to mixing and mastering, then use a master plugin, or like I did in Logic now. Logic has a built-in mastering plugin. You can just click on it and it does like an AI master. And there's loads of them on the internet. Use them with, a bit of care. I don't love them. I wouldn't use them for my actual like released music. I would use a mastering engineer because I want to work with people. But for some styles of music, like EDM music, I think the online mastering could work really well. And if you're new to it and you just want something mastered, use it. Don't just put it in any AI mastering online whatever tool. Like, listen to it. Print it out and then bring it in your car or in your other speakers and actually listen to it. So you don't just send it into some AI and expect it to work the magic for you. You still have to control it and give it the parameters of what sound you're looking for. And then it can do a really good result, or it can teach you something about the way that you work in your sound. So, release day. This is the last part. So we've done songwriting, arranging, editing, or recording, editing, mixing, mastering, and now we're going into the release day. How do you fucking release your music on social media and Spotify and whatever? And usually, it comes with a lot of fear as well. You're releasing your song to the world. People are gonna hear it. They might judge you, and you put your song out, and it's like a part of your soul that you're sharing with the world, and people can spit on you and they can say bad things, or they can praise you and they can love you for it. And maybe you're worried about, what if I only get 5 streams on Spotify? What if no one likes my post on Facebook with my new song? And I say, fuck that. Fuck that. I'm a full-time artist. I don't have a lot of listeners on Spotify. I don't have a lot of plays on Spotify. And Spotify has done very little for my career. It doesn't pay me very much. Maybe it brought me a few new listeners, maybe not. But where I make all my money and where I base my value as an artist is when I do live performances. When I play my music live and I interact with an audience. That's what I base the value of my music. But I used to be like, if I posted a song and it only got 100 plays in the first week or in the first month or whatever, I would think maybe this is a bad song. I'm a bad songwriter because my song only got 100 plays. And that's bullshit. I'm telling you, that's bullshit. It has nothing to do with the amount of plays that you get on Spotify. It does not correlate to your value as a person or as a musician or songwriter or mixing engineer or whatever. So, I've said that. Release day. It's like skydiving. It's really fucking fun. It's exciting. It's scary as fuck. And once you throw yourself out of the plane, you just go, wah! It's fun. It's cool. And it's scary. And I think you have to have a little bit of respect for it in some ways. In other ways, you just have to go, fuck it. Let's just jump out of a plane and love it. And that's about the numbers. And so I'm going to talk about, so maybe you've seen the course. I have a full course on this where we do this. I'll go through everything called like IRC codes, artwork, file types, how I did that in Canva and whatever. I'll talk about it there because we don't have time for that now, really. But yeah, how you do it with covers and everything. It's not rocket science, but I can help you explain like what are the file types, how are you going to process your files, how do you do it. And here we are. Christian, you've seen me ask this question a lot of times, and I want to be with you here now again. So would you rather, A, keep trying to finish and release music yourself, or would you have someone guide you and who's done it a lot of times and knows how it's done, knows all the pitfalls? Would you have someone to mentor you and guide you? So go with me in the chat. Give me an A if you'd like, I prefer to keep doing this by myself, or give me a B if you'd say, I could use some help. This could be nice. And I'm going to see if I can see the chat. There we are. Oh, make it full screen. Sorry, Olivia. I'm a bit late on that. But yeah. B, of course, right? Like, of course you want to be guided by someone who's done it. So, musical fucking boot camps away. I'm going to be screaming in your face to get you to finish your music. No, that's not how it's going to work. I'm not going to scream at you. You don't have to do push-ups. I guarantee it. You have to... what I'll do for you is push you. Like, just make sure that you don't get too stuck up. Like, you saw me create a song in 20 minutes. Great, Olivia. You're going to be really strong. I'll have you do the push-ups. But that's the thing. Like you have, it's so easy to get stuck in the perfectionism trap, or that I'm not good enough. My song is not good enough. My whatever isn't good enough. So I have to keep redoing this, and I can't release it until this and that and that. You just have to get it done. I know you know how to finish a song, Christian. You're a pro at this. So I've done easy to understand lessons. It's all the detail there. So what I've done today, I'll break down how I did a song in 20 minutes, and then we'll go through every step. So I'll break it down. Okay, we'll start with the songwriting. How did I do the songwriting? and why did I make choices like this, and what kind of a template am I using when I make decisions, and then how can you warp this into your own music? How can you warp this into your sound and the way that you want to work? So it's just a basic, the basic kind of music theory behind songwriting, really. And then it's the same. Then we head into the arranging. How do I think when I arrange music? Why do I arrange it like this? How can you use arrangement to tell your story? It's really just about how you, what is it that you want to say with your music? Like Johan said in the beginning, he's making like orchestral kind of music. Okay, so then, with the orchestral music, you bring in a feeling, a really strong feeling of something. And what is it that you want to tell people? What is it that you want to express? And then you use arrangement as a way to just express that. And we'll talk about that in detail. And then recording and editing and mixing and mastering, I'll give you all the details. It's very simple. It's very easy to understand, but or simple. It can be really hard, but I'll give it to you in simple ways, simple tools, so you can just move forward and just get your music out. Oh yeah, and it's full of my insights from I got 100 releases out on Spotify and whatever. I'm a full-time artist and I worked in this beautiful studio. I've done a lot of workshops there. So it's all of this insight you get packed into this little course. It's going to be at 177 euros. It's oh yeah, and you get a discount. If you're here tonight, you get a discount, but it's for tonight. I'll show you the page where you sign up for the course. If you want to add in it, you could go, let's go, and it gives you a 10% discount. And we're going to head into a Q&A. I'm going to send you this site. Let's see. Finishyourmusic.pro. Get instant access. Here we are. Order. Where's the chat? There we are. So if you want to, you can head into finishyourmusic.pro. There's more information there. You can read about it. Otherwise, I'm going to say thank you very much for the training. How do you go about actually finishing your music? And how do you then release it? And I love this one. It's just so spot on what we're doing here. And sometimes we need to take a step back and zoom out. I'm going to crouch down a bit so you can see. Perfect is a journey. It is not a destination.